Authorities in Mexico confirmed at least 73 people died in the capture and death of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. The casualties included security forces, suspected cartel members, and others caught in the violent aftermath. El Mencho headed one of Mexico's fastest-growing criminal networks, responsible for trafficking fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine into the United States, and for staging attacks against government officials. Following his death, the cartel responded with widespread violence, blocking roads and setting vehicles on fire. The Mexican government deployed an additional 2,000 military troops to the western state of Jalisco as security forces tried to restore order. Defense Secretary Ricardo Trevilla said authorities tracked one of El Mencho's partners to a hideout in Tapalpa. El Mencho and 2 bodyguards fled into a wooded area where they were wounded in a firefight. They were taken into custody but died on the way to Mexico City. In a separate operation, soldiers killed another high-ranking cartel member who had been coordinating attacks and offering rewards for the deaths of Mexican soldiers. Security Secretary Omar Garcia Harfuch said 25 members of the National Guard were killed in 6 separate attacks. Authorities reported about 30 suspected cartel members were killed in Jalisco and 4 others in neighboring Michoacan. A prison guard and a state prosecutor's agent were also among the dead. As violence unfolded, several Mexican states canceled school, and local and foreign governments advised citizens to stay indoors. President Claudia Sheinbaum urged calm as authorities cleared more than 250 cartel roadblocks across 20 states. The White House confirmed U.S. intelligence support for the operation, praising Mexico's military for taking down one of the most wanted criminals in both countries. Despite hopes that El Mencho's death would reduce cartel influence, many remain on edge, fearing further outbreaks of violence. The U.S. Embassy advised personnel in 8 cities and in Michoacan to shelter in place and work remotely. In Guadalajara, life began returning slowly as residents cautiously left their homes. Over 1,000 people had been trapped overnight in the city's zoo, including children and seniors, where they were provided shelter and guarded by police. Families began buying food, medicine, and essential supplies through guarded pharmacies, while residents cautiously returned to their routines. Travelers reported disrupted highways, burned buses, and heightened tension in tourist areas, though many said they still felt relatively safe. Daily life resumed slowly, with residents finding alternative ways to commute to work as fear lingered. The U.S. welcomed the operation, with President Donald Trump demanding Mexico act against fentanyl trafficking and praising Mexican armed forces' efforts. Experts warn rival criminal groups may try to seize control in the wake of El Mencho's death, potentially sparking more violence. El Mencho had been one of the world's biggest fentanyl traffickers, and the Jalisco New Generation Cartel was designated a foreign terrorist organization by the U.S. in February 2025. The cartel pioneered violent tactics, including drone explosives and road mines, and has repeatedly attacked military forces over the years. Mexico hopes that the removal of El Mencho will weaken the cartel, but authorities remain on high alert as the situation continues to unfold.
Subscribe to Oneindia and never miss an update. Download the Oneindia app now.